My name's Townshend. I've got the privilege of running the South African office of Endeavour. We're a global organisation. We're present in 20 countries around the world now, and South Africa we've been present for 10 years already.
Okay, and how would you rate South Africa globally?
South Africa's got a huge amount of global interest. I think we've got a huge amount of potential. There's a lot of necessity that drives the entrepreneurial market here, and I think we've got some really unique propositions in terms of our creative ability, how to solve those problems. So I think in terms of market prospect, I think we're definitely well positioned to be the gateway into Africa, although we do run the risk of losing that foothold if we don't really make it very feasible, very friendly, and really accommodating to entrepreneurs building businesses.
Okay. Well, what is it that you look for in an entrepreneur innovator? I mean, beyond the actual idea itself, are there certain qualities that you look for?
Yes, I mean, absolutely. From an Endeavour standpoint, we look at both the entrepreneur and the business. In terms of the individuals, we really look for leadership capability. I think it requires quite extraordinary qualities to be a leader of a high growth business. And we assess that through pairing that entrepreneur with really seasoned mentors and very experienced business people, because they're able to assess the potential of that individual to grow and their receptiveness to feedback. I think that's critical in terms of being able to grow as an individual. On the entrepreneurial business side, we look at whether or not the business has a unique selling proposition, something that is disruptive within the market space. So that might mean your own intellectual capital, own unique proposition in terms of how you access the market. Really, that is broadly termed as innovation. And then, is that selling proposition scalable? Is it repeatable? And is it scalable in other markets? That really differentiates the business from its peers.
Okay. And do you specialize in certain sectors of markets? Or?
Not at all. Endeavour is sector agnostic. I think that's part of the excitement of the role that I'm in, is that we get to see businesses from every type of industry. Most of them are at an inflection point, and that's quite interesting because inflection is, in the financial sense, is at that juncture where you've raised your first couple of rounds of financing and now you're looking for growth opportunity and growth finance.
As far as the lineup today, do you know anything about the people that are going to be presenting to you, and what are your thoughts on them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got a really nice broad cross-section of entrepreneurial businesses. It's fantastic to see so many technology-focused businesses. It's very interesting to see the successes of the Silicon Cape really coming to the fore. You're seeing a lot more activity, a lot more highly qualified developers, and really bold entrepreneurs. It's very exciting, and I think combined with that, you're starting to see a lot more cross-pollination of entrepreneurs that are willing to back and invest in each other, which is really the grounds for a very exciting ecosystem.
Okay. What about innovation for Africa and kind of like Africa-faced innovation?
I think that's the billion-dollar question. There's no doubt that there's opportunity in Africa. I think it's going to require a completely different vision of or disruption of the market as we know it. I think naturally, as a nation, we tend to look to the West for guide on how to innovate and how to disrupt. But I think anybody who's applied their mind to how do you address the bottom portion of the pyramid, bring the market into an inclusive environment of very, very low margin, you'll get incredible traction. I think there's enormous opportunity, and it's just a matter of time.
Because certainly when you talk about it's not the right term maybe, but the bottom end of the market, but I mean the numbers become more significant than the US or Europe if you start looking at the grassroots numbers.
Absolutely. I mean, look at the population of Nigeria. That's close to about 160 million people, all of which have at least one or two mobile phones. There already is an extraordinary market. You're seeing in Kenya, for example, you're seeing the natural trend towards technology uptake skipping traditional kind of fixed line access straight to mobile platform. So there's definitely a proclivity towards mobile use and day-to-day activities, purchasing online, sharing information, having access to broad and deep sources of information, all of a mobile platform. I think there's enormous opportunity there at low cost. It's just a question of how you're going to be inclusive.